Hello and welcome. This is Joel from our marketing team. With me today I have Håkan Fransson, who is technical manager within casting simulation here at NovaCast. Welcome, Håkan.
Thank you.
In this episode of NCTV, we will introduce the basics of our simulation software NovaFlow&Solid. Håkan, how would you describe and say that the main feature is of NovaFlow&Solid with the centrifugal casting function?
You can simulate both horizontal and vertical centrifugal method, and we have also a number of different specific features that you can use for this. So it's working for the most applications. Of course, there are some that are specific and that we can see how we can develop in the future, but we will look at the basic functionality with the centrifugal casting here today.
Yes. And what different types of industries would you say that NovaFlow&Solid is aimed for?
NovaFlow&Solid in general is aimed for all types of foundries, more or less. So we can simulate any type of casting. When it comes to centrifugal, it's there you have, for example, pipes, which is a typical when you are centrifugal casting pipes. That is a very specific industry, but there are also other types of material. For example, there are companies in Sweden that are doing paper mill walls. I think paper mill castings, you can say. So there are, and you can have also different layers of material. So you can have one outer layer that is abrasive resistant, and then you can have, for example, a core that is more to fill the material, or to have like a barrier for the rest of the materials.
And how can we help foundries to solve their problems?
By simulating, you can always, of course, find ways to solve the problems before they occur in the foundry. And the normal is that we are looking at, for example, the typical defects like shrinkages or gas porosities and so on. When it comes to centrifugal casting, is of course about being able to fill in a proper way, since it's a very fill intensive solution, so to say. So you don't get, for example, cold flows or similar things. When it comes to biometallic, it's of course to have some kind of bonding between the material and see that you don't have problems with that. So I would say that NovaFlow&Solid in general is aimed for both filling related problems but also solidification related problems.
We describe NovaFlow&Solid as a super fast, accuracy and easy simulation software tool to use. Can you tell us more about the velocity in combination with the accuracy?
Yeah, the reason why we can do this with fast solutions, so to say, that is depending on the meshing. So we are using, first of all, we are using finite volume method, which is different to as many on the market, which are using finite difference or finite element, but we are using finite volume. We are also working with, for example, multi-mesh, so we can have different mesh during different stages of the simulation, which is very interesting also for centrifugal casting, because actually the filling simulation of centrifugal is quite long, because it's very long times. But the solidification is called the centripetal solidification, so it's solidification of the force of centrifugal forces then, and then takes quite a long time, and then we can change the mesh resolution during that process, meaning that we can make it faster because we don't need to have so many elements. So that is one reason, one thing we can do. Then we have also irregular mesh in the mold, meaning that the surrounding material we can reduce in size, so we don't have to calculate too much on the things that is not so important, so to say. So there are quite different things to work with there. And then of course it's about the algorithm in the software, of course, and that is the beauty of a simulation program, that it's there you can get really the speed of it. Of course, you need some kind of computer as well that can handle this, and the NovaFlow&Solid is always comes always with a multi-core support included, so you don't have to buy extra computer cores, enable extra computer cores for the simulation software. It comes with the software directly with unlimited.
Yes, thank you very much, Håkan. And to present NovaFlow&Solid on a basic level, we decided to make a simple experiment to show how the centrifugal casting function works. So Håkan, we have now seen a simple example of a centrifugal casting. What are your conclusions with the experiment?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that we have used this kind of experiments to review a little bit how NovaFlow&Solid works, because the thing is with casting is that you normally don't see exactly what happens in the mold, for example. We have similar examples for high pressure die casting. We have also examples for gravity casting, for example, which we have done, but that has been on real casting where we have X-ray during the casting process. So it's a way of actually verifying that our algorithm is working correctly. What we saw in the example is that you can see definitely the centrifugal forces, how it actually are pressing out the in this case the water then, but water is quite similar as material in viscosity as for example steel. It presses out the water onto the sides, and then eventually actually it frees the bottom of the can without water, so there's open up, and that we have seen also in the reality that we can have that kind of things, not on casting but on other examples then. So the behavior in NovaFlow&Solid and in this case is the same, so that verifies that we are on the right track when it comes to the filling behavior. We are still working with adapting everything according to the experiments we have, but what we can see is that the behavior of the melt is melt in simulation and water in the example or in the test is the same. Then we have of course something that we can say is times in the both cases might differ some, and that could be because of water towards metal then, but there could also be some adjustment factors. We have an adjustment factor that we can work with in NovaFlow&Solid that actually can control how fast we get the melt to spread out in centrifugal process. So there's something that we are going to elaborate with and find out more when we have these examples now, these tests we have done.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Håkan, for the experiment and so on. This was all for this NCTV episode, and we will be back with more content regarding our products and services in the future. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, do not forget to follow us at LinkedIn, Facebook and YouTube. Take care everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.